Hello, Victor here, HistoryMessages.com. This is the second part of the ECU repair from the 1996 SL 600. Now at this point, I got the ECU that I want to actually use as the the check ECU, so I can connect to it and see what I can read out of these chips. Now this chip right here, this is OEM. I put in no good on it just because I don't know if it's alive or not. And this is the main chip processor rather, and that's the processor too. So this is still like dirty and whatever, so I have to clean it all up and get it to a point to the same state as this one is. You can see the difference between the two. Right, so this is nice and clean, but regardless, so this is what I'm going to do. And I did solder in a socket. That's a socket right there, so I can actually do that. I can put the chip in and out and see what we're going to get out of the processes themselves. I mean, I'm not going to actually do the programming yet. That's like the next step, but I want to read both of these, see what I see on my start diagnosis. Yeah, and I'm grounded, by the way. See this wire over here, this goes straight to the earth, so I can touch these things now and nothing is going to be damaged. Believe it or not, I mean, it's very important because you work with all this like stuff. If they're all dead, who cares? But now we're starting to fix it. So now when you're starting to fix it, well, me personally right here at this point, now obviously you want to make sure that you are grounded. All right, so this is going to be the the first part. I'm not touching the mapping chip, right here. I'm not touching it yet. I'm gonna leave it alone. Somebody touched it before me. I'm not touching it yet. I just want to connect this computer. I know I soldered this thing right. I checked it with the microscope, so all the points are right. So I want to check the chips first, and then after that, then we'll move along, and then we'll see what's happening with win numbers and all of that other good stuff. All right, Victor here again. So I have the good ECU, well, at least it says good on it, and socket installed for the processor, and that's the OEM processor. I just marked it a little bit so I know what's going on with it, and it does read. The ECU itself reads, processor also reads, so, and that's a good thing. And I already got the numbers of it right there, to the numbers, and those also read. So now I will install another processor from the from this ECU, the original one from this ECU, with the different win number to the vehicle, right? Because that's the used one, so we have different win, different coding and everything. So now I'm going to put in another ECU and see if I can read the other processor. If I can, then I'm just going to clone this one and put that other processor in there, because that's what we're trying to figure out here. Because what's happening, why the car still has an issue with drive authorization. Is there any issues with the processor itself? Because the codes come up for drive authorization, something is strange going on, because previously somebody else, they swapped the processors already, they tried it, and still drive authorization would still come back. So this time I'm going to just get the information from the processor itself, put it on the other one, and install the other one with the proper coding in it, with proper win number, and then see if the drive authorization problem reappears. So that's the idea. So now I'm going to read the next one, and then we'll move along, because I also have to change this chip right here, because previously I explained it was tuned, whatever, so, and that's also to be swapped out. All right, so this is what we are moving along. Okay, so now we have the processors here, readout here. Now I can make it version now, flash it out, and then um, then I can put a new VIN number into the processor that we have, the second one, or I can just clone the one that I have. Maybe I'll do that. But again, because I have sockets now, I can move these processors in and out, and I can, see what I can do. I think I'm gonna first clone it, but before doing it, I'm gonna save the data, and then just in case if I need to change anything. All right, so we're moving along now. And all right, finally I got the chips done. The EEPROM is there. I still have to clean it up, clean up the board. And that's the processor that was cloned. That's the used one, but it's the copy of the original put in there. So hopefully now we will be able to have, well, now I can see the numbers are exactly the same with the original one. So, and that should give no problems with drive authorization. It should not, at least. So let's take a look real quick. But again, I don't have the car right now, so I mean, drive authorization is not connected. I get it. Module interlocked, it's all identified. Yeah, because we have no drive authorization, so obviously I don't have it. I don't have the module or anything, but it recognizes the computer. The actual ECU is recognized. Yet, yes, it is interlocked because that chip was the clone, so it's already written into, so that thing is locked up, but the WIN number is already in there, so we'll leave it to that. So this is where we are, so that should do it. So, and then we'll see how it's gonna be. So the very first original ECU, and then this used ECU, because it's a V12, so you have two ECUs. Now they both have same WIN numbers and coding numbers, so that should work. And drive authorization asking for the WIN, it will be the same, so we'll be fine. Plus other codes in the processor that's stored for drive authorization will also be the same, and that should fix the issue. All right, so this is going to be all. This is Victor at restoringmercedes.com. Thank you for watching.